Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Factor viewers come through again. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. As you may know, some vicious, hateful people are trying to sabotage the presidential inauguration set for this coming Friday. There's no excuse for that. A peaceful transition of power should be respected by all loyal Americans. In fact, the term loyal opposition is a badge of honor, because we need differing opinions to have a vibrant society. But when you take the word loyal out and it's simply opposition, that's a subversion of the republic. Enter the Talladega College Marching Band, 230 strong. The Tornadoes are a fabulous part of a very important Alabama college. Talladega was founded by ex-slaves. It's an excellent African-American school that creates opportunities for students who may not have many resources. The Talladega Tornadoes were invited to perform at the inauguration. 99% of the band have never been to Washington, D.C. Kids were thrilled. Then came the threats, directed at the college president, Dr. Billy Hawkins. He spoke to The Factor on Thursday.
They've said that I've shamed the college by making this decision, and I've had folks to say that that I'm a disgrace to my African American race, and it's been pretty nasty.
Now, immediately after that interview, donated money from Factor viewers poured into GoFundMe.com to help the Talladega Band. As it stands right now, the college has received, ready, close to $500,000 for the band and for scholarships. That's simply amazing.
We owe Bill O'Reilly and the O'Reilly Factor a great thank you for the appearance on his show. We're just so happy that they'll have the opportunity as American citizens to have the opportunity to march down Pennsylvania Avenue to be a part of this civic ceremony. And I'm just excited for the students. The closer we get to Friday, the more excited I become.
Great story. Again, Factor viewers have donated so much money to help Talladega. Not only will the band get to go to the inauguration, it'll have its entire infrastructure upgraded, and scholarships will be provided to help poor students. My foundation donating $25,000. The bigger picture is this. Much of that money donated was given by Trump supporters, the deplorables, who have been demonized as racist by some on the hateful far left. The story is vivid proof that generalizing about any group of people is foolish and dishonest. Dr. Hawkins knew what he was doing when he came on The Factor. He could have gone on any program, but he chose us because he knows this audience, you guys, are watching because you want fairness and justice. On this Martin Luther King Jr. federal holiday, the Talladega College Marching Band ready to perform at the inauguration. The students will never forget that honor. The country should be grateful to have these kids in D.C. And the Factor audience has made it all possible. And that's a memo. Now for the top story reaction. Joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So this is a repudiation, I believe, of the race baiters. And it is a vivid repudiation of them. Do you disagree?
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think you've done a really good deed. I think the college president has shown infinitely more spine than all the Ivy League presidents have collectively to the pressures they are under for political correctness. And, as you say, this isn't a celebration of Donald Trump. This is a celebration of a solemn transition, sort of the central focal point of our civic life. And these kids, who probably are not politically committed the way the people who are trying to pressure the school are, simply want to be able to say, and they will say, to their grandchildren, I marched in an inaugural parade. It doesn't even matter which one. And to deny them that the way I think you're correct in saying the haters have done, is a big deal, and I'm glad it's not going to happen. Now, last week you were somewhat exercised over the fact that A-list singers and actors have been pressured not to show up the inauguration. I could not get terribly excited over that, but I can understand how the people who watch your show were terribly excited about denying these kids, for whom, as you say, 99% never even been to Washington. This is going to be the memory of their lives.
What this is all about, and the reason that I was so happy, and we didn't solicit donations, by the way. You know, we didn't make it a focal point of the interview with Dr. Hawkins. We said at the end, in 10 seconds, you know, the band needs some money, GoFundMe.com has got this thing. Amarosa Madigal was on, and she said it, not me. It was just a quick thing, and then boom. But what I was so happy, I was happy that the doctor chose us for the forum, and he did choose us. And that shows these haters on the far left that what you're trying to put out there, that the Fox News channel and the O'Reilly Factor are a bunch of racists, and they do it every day. You know they do it, Charles. Just vicious stuff. This is so untrue. And the second thing, and you hit it right on the head, this college president, he's taken every kind of heat you could take. Vile threats. Someone wanted it removed from his position in the college. They were trying to get petitions up to get him removed. And this man said, you know what's best? That the students have this experience. And you want to come after me? Come on. Because I'm not going to deny these students. That's courage. That's what Martin Luther King Day should all be about. Go.
That's what higher education should be about. I mean, one of the great tragedies is the collapse of the cowardice of the leaders of the leading universities, caving in all these demands, caving into political correctness, punishing professors and others who speak up in a way that isn't exactly the way it's supposed to be according to their liberal life. And here we have a man who's headed a college many people haven't heard of, stands up, as you say, to more devastating threats and says no, and I think he's right. And I also admire the fundraising capacities. You know, I'd like to put an addition on my house, so if you give me 10 seconds, maybe you can help me out with that.
You know, a few people might kick you like 30 or 40 cents, but nobody's feeling sorry for you, Krauthammer. Come on now. But it just is such a good story, this story. That's why I led with it tonight, in the face of bad stories. You know, the rest of our program, we're going to have to deal with the hatred and all of the crazy stuff that's going on.
And let me just say,
this is such a good story, a positive story for the country.
It's also in contrast to the politicians who are now going to boycott the inauguration.
Yeah, the 31 Democrats.
That's not what you do.
Right.
You want to boycott the State of the Union address. Take a political event and stay out. That's fine. But the inauguration is beyond party. It's a celebration of something, sort of the most glorious moment of civic behavior in our culture.
That's right. Absolutely right.
So, you know, what you got to do, if you want to personally stay home because you really can't stand the guy, fine. But all of these people are making ostentatious announcements that they can't tolerate this. If that's how you feel, stay home and be quiet.
All right. Well, Dana Perino has a very interesting take on why this is all happening, and she's coming up after you. Now, we're going to hold Charles over against his will. We have security, so he cannot leave his chair.